Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a puzzle genre called Akichiwake puzzle. So I'll be solving two puzzles today on this video, and both of these puzzles are taken from puzzle.link. I got a request from one of our viewers to cover a video on this puzzle genre, and this puzzle is also featured in the Indian Puzzle Championship or National Championship happening this weekend. So I thought of covering a video on this one. It would be a really great help to all the participants as well, right? So before going to the puzzle, I would highly recommend you to please subscribe to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles if you haven't done so. It will really motivate us to cover videos on regular basis, and if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, you can let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on it. And now coming back to this puzzle, so it's a variant of a Hiccups puzzle. In Hiccups puzzle, the some of the rules actually match with this puzzle genre. The main thing here is you have to shade some cells, white cells in the grid in such a way that no two shaded cells are orthogonally adjacent to each other. All the white cells or all the whole white area in the grid would have to be orthogonally adjacent. You can have only one whole white area here. They have to be connected to each other, and then you cannot have a there cannot be a horizontal or a vertical line of unshaded cells that goes through two or more region borders. So for what does that mean is, if you have an unshaded cell and unshaded cell here, this cell cannot be unshaded because the line, the vertical line here of unshaded cells goes through more than 3 rooms or 3 regions. It cannot do that, right? So a group of unshaded cell in a straight line cannot pass from more than 2 regions, right? So these are the regions as you can see here. Apart from that, there are some numbers given in the grid. The numbers indicate that the maximum group of unshaded cells in that area. You cannot have a group of more than, so for example, if you have a 5 here, you cannot have you cannot have a group of 7 unshaded cells here. So as you can see, I have a group of 7 unshaded cells here, which is not possible. So a group of 5 unshaded cells is the maximum that you can achieve in this region. Same way for this 3, you will have a group of maximum 3 unshaded cells, not more than that. You can have any number of unshaded group of unshaded cells indicated by the number. So if you have a 5, you can have n number of 5 unshaded cells, group of unshaded cells, but that's not an issue. But you cannot have any unshaded group cell more than 5, right? And with that, we'll start solving this puzzle. Excuse me. So the first thing that you do here is look for a region that is very big and you have a very small number in this case, if you see here, or look for a region that is very small and the number is quite closer to that in a bigger manner, I would say is big, right? So those are the areas that you should start solving the puzzle from there. Or you can see here the 3. You know that there has to be a group of 3 unshaded cells in that region continuously, orthogonally adjacent, right? So which means whatever be the case, this would have to be unshaded. These kind of tricks are the start point of this puzzle. The next thing that you see here is the 5 here, right? So many white cells here, I mean to say such a big region, and the amazing part of this region is that you can have only a maximum of 5 unshaded cells orthogonally adjacent to each other, continuous unshaded cells in this region. Amazing, right? So how is that possible? The first thing that you have to look for is, let us see the center cell here, right? Can the center cell be unshaded? So what happens if the center cell is unshaded? Whatever be the case, if you take out this center cell out, so of course the group of unshaded cells will have to come out. You cannot block that group, right? According to the rules, you cannot have white area stranded anywhere in the grid. So this unshaded cell has to come out. Let it be anyway. If it comes out, you have to mark all these as unshaded, or maybe just one shader. I mean to say all these as shaded and just one unshaded to have the group as 5, right? But what happens here is, whatever be the case, you are having two shaded cells orthogonally adjacent to each other, which is again against the rules, right? So you cannot have two shaded cells orthogonally adjacent to each other. Whatever be the case, if you take this shaded cell out from this region, unshaded cell, I'm sorry, I'm just getting confused with shaded and unshaded. If you take this unshaded cell out of this region, whatever be the case, one of these two cells is shaded and other would have to be unshaded. Again with the same with this case, same with this case, same with this case. So what happens here is you have 8 unshaded cells here, one here, one here, one here and one here, and the 4 that we have here. So whatever be the case, the center cell cannot be unshaded, it would have to be shaded, right? Now the same thing goes here. What happens if this is unshaded? Again this group will go out and you'll have more than 5 unshaded cells as a group, right? So both all of these would have to be shaded again. Now that we have got something here, right? Why I have marked this? Because an unshaded cell cannot be standard, so this would have to come out. Now if you see here, we can shade all of these cells as well to make sure that you don't have more than 5 group of more than 5 unshaded cells. What happens if I unshade this? Of course you have a group of 5 unshaded cells, but then you will have to have make sure that both of these are shaded. Not possible. So which means all of these again would have to be shaded. It's a symmetrical pattern, right? So as you can see here, now if you see this amazingly designed grid here, how a very big region having such a small number is actually fulfilled and you don't have any area stranded, any white area stranded in between. Amazing, right? So now let us continue and make sure that all of these are shaded, unshaded, because the white area has to come out, right? It cannot be stranded. Now if you see here, the 3 is already fulfilled, so both of these would be shaded here. Now for the 4, that's a very good logic here, by the way. So for the 4, if you see what happens if you shade this, moment you shade this, you'll have a group of 5 unshaded cells. Not possible. So you have to unshade this and shade both of these cells, right? Amazing. Now let us see where can we go. Okay, now as you can see here, you cannot have more than 2 rooms, like a group of straight line unshaded cells with more than 2 rooms, so this would have to be shaded, right? So now comes the very good part here. I could see something here is, whatever be the case, right? Whatever be the case, one of these cells would have to be shaded. Both of these cannot be unshaded, because then you'll have a straight line with more than 3, the line going through more than 3 rooms. Not possible, right? So one of these cells would have to be shaded, either this or this. Now if you see here, the way this has been designed is really amazing. If any of this or this is shaded, you already have a connection from the edge, either this or this, you already have a connection from the edge. So whatever be the case, all of these would be unshaded. So if I shade this and shade this or shade this, you'll have a group of white cells stranded in the top right, whatever be the case. So all of these would have to be unshaded. This is shaded here, so one of these would have to be shaded, right? Again let us see where can we again go. This is unshaded. Of course one of these would have to be shaded. Both of these cannot be unshaded, because then the clue gets violated, and which means if I shade this, this would have to be shaded, and then you will have again a closed area. Of course just assume that this is one of the closed area that you have, one of the shaded cell will close the area. So anywhere in the grid, so the grid is now connected, anywhere in the grid you cannot have again a shaded cell touching the edge. There is no way possible that this shaded connection can touch the edge only except this area. There is no way you can touch the edge here. They neither here nor here. Whatever be the case, you will have a white area stranded. So which means this is unshaded, because if this is shaded, this would have to be shaded, and then you will have the connection again. This is unshaded, this is shaded, this is unshaded, this is shaded. Amazing. See, I have a connection here, but it's not touching the this black connection here, right? Okay, so one of these would have to be shaded. Anything else you have got here? Whatever be the case, that's a very good logic here. Whatever be the case, both of these would have to be unshaded. Now you ask me, why is that so? Let us just assume that one of these is, both of these would have to be unshaded is the logic that I am saying you. What happens if one of them is shaded? You will never be able to form the group of 4 unshaded cells, whatever be the case, right? That's a very good pattern logic here. That is, of course, default by default. So yeah, that's a really good one. Let's see if this works here as well. Yeah, this doesn't work here. Of course, this doesn't work here. Let us see somewhere else now. Where do we get something else? We know that one of these would have to be shaded, right? One of these, both of these cannot be unshaded. So if I shade this, I have to shade this, and again you have an edge forming. So this is unshaded. Now this would have to be shaded. This cannot be unshaded because both of these would have to be shaded. So this is shaded. This is shaded. All of these are unshaded now because of the no, not this one, because of the edge connection here. This is unshaded. Okay, one of these would have to be shaded, one of these would have to be, it can be either this way or this way. Let us see. You have this group of 4 cells. Three cells would have to be unshaded in this group. Either 3 cells would have to be unshaded, or these would have to be the only possible. There are actually 2 possible ways for the 7 to work out. Either you have 3 shaded cells, or you'll have one unshaded cell stranded, so that you'll have 7 unshaded cells here. But in this case, if you do that, if you do it this way or this way, this is possible. Okay, this is possible, right? Let us see. Okay, we know that one of these 2 cells would have to be shaded. If I shade this, this also will be shaded. So this is unshaded. Now the only possible way is this is the possible. Okay, so now if you see here, either 3 cells would have to be shaded, or you'll have this, right? And in both the cases, these cells would have to be shaded. That's a really tough to see. What happens if I shade 3 cells? The 3 cells would have to be these 3 cells, and then you don't have 7 unshaded cells, so you can have only 2 cells shaded, and this is the only way. So which means this is unshaded, this is shaded, this is unshaded, this is shaded, right? Amazing. And for the 4, we know that one would have to be shaded here. So if I shade this, this would be shaded, not possible. This is unshaded, this is shaded, done here, this is shaded, this is also done. One of these would have to be shaded. Same logic. If I shade this, this will be shaded, right? So this is unshaded, this is shaded, this is shaded, and we complete this first puzzle. Amazing puzzle by Creedoww. Thanks a lot for such a wonderful puzzle. Let us go on the next puzzle here by efzoz. So this puzzle is by efzoz, one of my favorite authors, is really an excellent author. So let's see if we are able to crack this puzzle. I've taken simple puzzles because I just wanted to explain the things that you have to do in this kind of puzzle, right? So as you can see here, for the 4 you can have all of these 4 unshaded. For the 4 all of these 3 are unshaded, because of the what do I say is the common cells. So now this is shaded. For the 1, you will have one shaded, one unshaded, one shaded, one unshaded. The starting logic here is easy. Let us see. Now we know that not more than 3 rooms, so both of these would have to be shaded. Again, this is shaded and this is shaded. This is also shaded. Easy. Not more than 3 rooms, so this is shaded and this is also unshaded because of the what do you say? The white cell doesn't get stranded here. Both of these are unshaded. This is shaded and this is shaded here. Okay, now where does we go here? If this is shaded, both of these are unshaded. This is shaded, if this is shaded, both of these are unshaded. Anything it can happen. For the 1, this one works exactly like a 3 in a hiccups, right? If you had a 3 here in hiccups, it would have the same pattern that you have here, being a 1 here, right? You'll have 3 cells shaded, right? And in such a way that you cannot form a standard unshaded cell. So this is the way that you have to do. Same like a hiccups puzzle. Okay, so these are unshaded here. So this is shaded. This cannot be shaded because then you cannot fulfill the 2. So this is unshaded and then a shaded cell. You have 2 unshaded cells already. So this is shaded here, unshaded, unshaded here, unshaded here as well. One of these would have to be shaded. Oh, you have more than 2 groups, regions unshaded. So this is shaded here. If this is unshaded, the only possible way is this cell, right? And okay, that is possible. Come on, where else can we look for? We know that you'll have 2 shaded cells diagonally here. So how does that help? For the 3, amazing. There's a very good logic with the 3 when you have a 2 into n region at the edge. Amazing logic that is actually. When you have 2 into n regions at the edge in a 3, the middle 3 columns. So if you see here, this middle 3 columns, second, third and fourth column will always have one shaded cell and one unshaded cell. Now what happens if I both have unshaded? You'll have one unshaded here, one unshaded here, and then you'll have 4 unshaded, group of 4 unshaded cells. Whatever be the case, you'll have one shaded and one unshaded, one shaded and one unshaded, one shaded and one unshaded. And the only possible way to work that is this way, because the other way will have a white cell stranded. That's an amazing piece of logic here. Okay. So you'll have one shaded and one unshaded, and you have 2 diagonal shaded cells. So which means this would have to be unshaded. Anything else with that? You cannot have a group of unshaded shaded cells diagonally touching that strands the white area. But right now, what am I missing here? I will have to see. Come on, am I missing something? I don't feel so. Come on. For the 4, amazing. What happens if this is shaded? That's an amazing piece of logic. This area, this white area has to go out. It can either go straight this way or this way, and both the cases you will have more than 5 cells of unshaded area. So this would have to be unshaded. Now that logic works. This is shaded. This is shaded. This is unshaded. This is shaded. Shaded and shaded. Now if you see here, you'll have exactly 4 cells. This is unshaded. This is shaded. Unshaded, unshaded. Amazing. If this is shaded or unshaded, okay, if this is shaded, all of these would have to be unshaded. Possible, right? And if this is unshaded, this is also possible. Okay, so both the ways, whatever be the case, both of these are shaded, but you are not sure how it happens. Let us not do that for now. Let us go some other place and let's see if we are missing something. So we have done the 4, the 7 is remaining. Something in the 2 is remaining. Oh, this would have to be shaded. Come on, guys. More than 3 groups. This is shaded. So if I shade this, this will also be shaded, and you have a closed white area. Unshade this. Okay. This is shaded because of more than 3 groups. So this is shaded, more than 3 groups again. If I have it this way, possible. One would have to be shaded here. If this is shaded, this would be shaded. Again, you close the area. So this is unshaded. Quite difficult to see that way. This is shaded because more than 2 areas. So this is shaded. Okay. Unshaded here. Shaded here because of more than 3 groups. So if I shade this, this would be shaded. So not possible. We know that one cell in each region would be shaded, right? Okay. If I shade this, amazing logic. None of these can be unshaded. So you have more than 3 groups in a straight line. So this is unshaded. This is shaded now. This is shaded now, and this is shaded. Amazing. The upper part is done now. Let us come here now and see that one of these cells would have to be shaded. One of these cells would have to be shaded. So if I shade this, I will have to shade this. Not possible. This is unshaded. If I shade this, it's working out, right? It's working out. Not sure if I unshade this, if it is still working here. No, of course I cannot unshade this because of the straight line. This is shaded. And now this cannot be unshaded because then both of these would have to be shaded. So this is shaded, and then you have the 6 worked out amazingly. You have one shaded here. This is shaded. Now you know that both of these, out of these 4 cells, you have 2 diagonal cells shaded, so it cannot be this way, it would have to be this way, because then you will close the area here. Again, one of these two would have to be shaded, so if you shade this, you will shade this. So this is unshaded. I hope I am not doing it wrong. So if I we had a logic that if I unshade this, now if I unshade this, you will have more than 7 unshaded cells here, so this would have to be shaded. Unshade both of these cells and unshade this cell. Amazing. So at last we have completed this puzzle. What an amazing puzzle by efzoz. That is why he is really a favorite author of mine, and thanks for such a wonderful puzzle. I hope you enjoyed this video. So always you have to look out for the pattern possible in a region, and that way you can solve the puzzle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.